That's right.
Let's show the video that we're talking about that's going viral right now. Actually, I have a few because I've been talking about this for a long time.
Allahu Akbar.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا ولك الحمد.
This is un-Canadian. This is an unlawful assembly here. This is un-Canadian. Palestinian Gestapo, all of you.
This is our right to pray.
Yeah, it's our right. It's against the law, you idiot.
All right. So, like I said last night, it really kept me up, and I wanted to make sure I was able to say exactly what it made me feel. But what we just saw, this is radicalizing me, and I do not think I'm the only one, right? I'm sure, I feel like you've probably been radicalized for a while, but this is radicalizing me. I'm a liberal. I'm a lefty. There's something about this that is really striking me as a serious problem. So before I sort of get into the meat of the rant, look, I'm all for bringing people in from different walks of life. I'm all for tolerance and diversity, but newcomers have to respect our customs and our traditions, our values, right? If you want to come here and respect, like, I have all the time in the world for that kind of a person. And I'm also all for religious freedom, because that is one of our core values, religious freedom. But you know what else is? It's secularism, the separation of church and state. We are a secular society, and that means that there is no place for overt religious displays in public life. Now, if you want to practice your religion in private, in your mosque, in your church, in your synagogue, I'm all for that. I'm a big, if Parliament passed a law saying it was illegal to be Muslim, or they couldn't practice their religion in private, I'd be down there marching with them, even though I'm not Muslim. But this is not religious freedom. This is religious supremacy. This is religious dominance. It is a show of power and a display of force. They are essentially saying we can do whatever the fuck we want, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. And you know what? They're right. So far, they're right. You look at the cops there, basically acting as armed security. Don't get me wrong. I know that there are moderate Muslims out there, but I can guarantee you not one of those men are moderate Muslims, and 100% of them are men, because women are not allowed to worship with men. They're not allowed to pray with men because they do not share our values. We live in a pluralistic, a diverse, a multicultural society. And the only way a society like that can work is if we do not have favored identity groups. We do not have favored religions. And when you start having favored religions and you start letting people do whatever the fuck they want because they belong to a favored identity group, all you're doing is you're creating social division, you're increasing tensions, and people are not going to put up with it. I'm not talking about going out and harassing individual Muslims, right? That's wrong. That isn't what we should be doing. What we should be doing is putting pressure on our elected representatives. Tell them that this is wrong. Tell them that we need laws preventing this stuff. You are not allowed to shut down our society to practice your religion as a show of force. Our leaders, there's no reason we can't. We are well within our power to ban these sort of divisive and destructive religious demonstrations. And so that's the gist of my position, right? If we start importing large amounts of people who do not share our values, pretty soon you're gonna wake up one day and you're not gonna recognize this country. And don't get me wrong, I'm a straight white guy. I will be fine. It's the women that are going to do really bad. It's homosexual people that's going to do really bad. So if you care about those people as groups, you need to be aware of this as a problem. And it is a growing problem. This is about dominance and control. It is not about religious worship, and we need to understand that.
I'm always going to bring it back to common sense. I'm always going to bring it back to, let's be let's stop being hypocrites and really talk about what the problem is. The problem is that they're allowed to do that, but we all know that as a Christian, I wouldn't be able to get a bunch of my Christian friends,
No, you
go
couldn't.
block Bloor and Younge Street and start praying. We would get fucking arrested for doing this. And before you think that I'm full of shit and that it wouldn't happen, I have videos to prove to you what happens.
Yeah.
What really pisses me off is that we're seeing these type of events happening over and over and over and over again. Police
Yep.
officers are just standing there. Our governments are letting this happen. The guy, you know, the province of Ontario is ran by a conservative government, and they're okay with this. He's been
Yeah.
elected for years. He don't give a fuck about this shit. So not only are we don't think that it's just a liberal thing. We don't have conservatives in Canada. This is the point I make every day on my social media. There's no such thing as conservative people in Canada. They're all liberals. They call themselves conservative, but they're liberals because nobody's standing up to this. There's nobody that wants to fight this because they don't want to be called racist. I don't give a fuck. Call me racist all you want. I'm not a racist. But one thing I
Yep.
can tell you is we're fucking hypocrites, and this type of hypocrisy needs to stop, or else we will turn into the UK and France, or even worse than that.